So, what we're doing now. Now, it's low tide. And I'm wanting to put both boats in the water today. So here in Fiji, because there's such big tides, it's not like most places where you can just go to a boat ramp and put your boat in the water at all tides. So you can pull it in and out every day. Here, putting your boat in the water, you got to time the high tide, and you only have two times a day to do that. And typically, the last thing you want to be doing is worrying about, you know, pulling your boat out of the water on the trailer, especially in a condition like this place here, where it's very rough roads and hard to keep everything stable. So what we do is we leave our boats in the water. We make our own moorings, and first thing to do every time we come here is just make sure that our moorings are in good shape. So we inspect the chains, the shackles, the ropes. So this rope looks all right, just needs to get untangled up. My stainless shackle is still good. I reckon the chain is questionable. That does not look like, it's been 6 months. Well, actually, I think this chain's about a year old, but that does not look too good. And my ring off the shackle's gone, so that's no good. So I got the pin, actually the pin off the shackle needs to get fixed up. The chain, this is for the little boat, the boys' boat. So what I'll do is I'll just grab a new chain next time I go to town. I might have some in my shed. So this would be the front to the little boat and the back to the big boat. So I got my two up front for the big boat. For those of you just catching up, my boys have their own little 14-foot ponga, and on days when we go way offshore to outer islands, they sometimes would just stay on the inside fishing. So looking at the front moorings, usually I like to sink them. So we must have had some pretty big swell recently, which has caused the moorings sort of pop out of ground. You can see my neighbors, all of their moorings. Alright, so we got the mooring line set up and all straightened. So you got a front and a back clip. Now one thing I've noticed on the back one, which is a concern, is you see that those chains are still got some thickness into them, but as soon as you get down here, look how thin that is. So that is pretty too thin for comfort, especially for our 24-foot boat. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'll probably trim, maybe cut it to about back here, maybe around here, reattach that shackle to here just for now until I can get some new chain. That way it'll at least stay for a couple days. So you might be wondering, well, how deep does it get in here? It gets, where the boat's sitting now, it gets about stomach deep, and you can access the moorings pretty much 3 hours on each side of high tide. So when we're coming back in from a full day session, we do have an outer mooring out there. So if we're coming in at low tide, we can still moor up, and keep the boat sort of safe and sound. It's just around the corner down below the house, so we'll show you that later. I'm gonna have to inspect that one as well, but that one's in the water, so I'll do that from the boat whenever I rock around in the next couple days. So yeah, so let's get this chain fixed up and resort it out. I'll go grab my tools from the car. Oh, another important thing is, because this creek comes up here and flows out, you get rocks. They either sort of wash down from the creek or just come up from the soil. So one thing we always do before we bring the boat over is just make sure there's no rocks that sort of the boat could sit on. Usually that's the boys' job, but we've been away for a few months and they're just out there fishing, so I'm letting them enjoy themselves and doing all the hard work myself, which is pretty common. So oh well, they're kids, let them have a good time. So I'm gonna move all these rocks out and then I'll go grab my tools. We'll get this chain fixed up. So we got the new shackle on. Zip tie, if you see a zip tie, just sort of keeps to hold that pin in place. That one's been on for a while. I'm gonna have to go get the grinder, grind these shackles off. This thing was just too strong. Wasn't able to cut it. If I tried ripping the rope through there, it might slice the rope. It's pretty sharp. So I'll get the grinder and get that off there. I got the kids playing around here all the time, so just trying to make sure it's all nice and safe. Got the back one set up. It's got zip tie there. Put a zip tie on that one. Now this one in the back here where the pin fell out, I remember putting a zip tie in there, so I reckon somebody might have borrowed it. I put zip ties on all of them, so you know, it was only a few months ago, and for the zip tie to break and then the pin to come all the way loose, highly unlikely, but oh well. Zip tie, and just check out this chain here. It's still got some thickness to it, which is good. Zip tie. Oh, I can grind that one off too. That's an old one. When those pins, so I think 2 years ago I used some galvanized ones, and the galvanized ones just don't last as long. When those pins start to rust out, it just becomes impossible to get them to come out. So yeah, so we got that's an old one. It's already worn through. So I've got all stainless steel shackles here. Oh, check out the oyster. That's a big oyster. All right, so I think we're pretty much good to get the boats in the water today as the tide comes in. Pretty stoked. Kids are gonna be stoked. They're out there at the end of the rock wall fishing at the moment, trying to get some lunch. No white sand beach here. It's sort of just a bit muddy and rocky. I gotta wash his feet off before I get in the car. You buy land in Fiji with a white sand beach, you're doing pretty damn good. Whether you bought it or given to you. That's like the Fiji dream, right? White sandy beach. So that's not quite us, but a short boat ride and we're there. And well within budget, so we'll make do. Anytime you put a outboard on, just always make sure you bolt it too. Don't just rely on these clamps, because these clamps can come loose. So you always want a safety. So remember that. So usually when the boys are out in the boat, they got the anchor that just sort of slaps around in the front. The anchor and the mooring line is tied up here on this beam that, or this sort of rod that goes through the two holes, fiberglassed in. So what I've done, I've taken this $2 suitcase that I got from the op shop before we left Australia. It's a plastic bottom. Cut the top off, so it's just like I drill some holes in the bottom so the kids can keep all their rope and the anchor in here. Instead of just flying all over the deck. And then the mooring line, you know, they can throw fish in there if they want, so just some sort of tray. Some redneck engineering. Or I call it eigeneering. You just do what you can with what you got. So that'll improve what they got going on here. We just added some of these rod holders too. Kill switch. Boys are not allowed to drive this without being attached to a kill switch, so what I've done is I made it a bit more comfortable, and they attach it to their leg so it's not in the hand if they're fishing or whatever, or bother them. So yeah, we're about to put this thing in the water.
I never got out.
I gave them a warning that I'm coming out with the camera, and Chris says, well, I'm still in my pajamas. So I will turn this way so they don't see your pajamas. We're having lunch. Chris made these beautiful.
Octopus!
What was that? I can't hear you.
Octopus!
Yummy,
And
yummy.
salad.
Yes. I don't think we properly introduced Kenny to you yet. Yesterday we were pretty excited because we saw her at her store. But this is Kenny. The Buddha Kenny. That's, you know who that is. Kenny's hanging out with us today, helping us get the house ready for us to destroy it over the next month. But we're gonna have some lunch before waiting for the tide to come up so we can put the boat in the water. Exciting. Oh, almost forgot one very important thing. The drain plug. So this little boat has a 4th floor, and when it rains, it just flows out the back. So it's a self-draining hole, which we had custom made a few years back. So it can sit on the mooring for months at a time and not have to worry about sinking. All right, welcome to the beach lot. This is owned by the one and only Lucky.
You?
What's your channel?
Lachlan K. Dillon.
Lachlan K. Dillon. He's got a YouTube channel where he's been videoing all his surfing and fishing episodes and stuff. So I'll put a link in the description. Have a look at that. But this is his beach lot. Well, what we're gonna do now is pump these tires up so we can move it. You. Touch me. I might need your help. Just make sure I don't hit stuff. Woo-wee! We're on the water, baby! Boys did a good job helping me keep the boat stable while I got in and turned it around. It's all part of the game. Now I'm just gonna give it a good run. Clear out any of that dirty fuel that's in the system before I put the family on board. Refuel up with some new fuel. It's the boys' job to clean it. Look how dirty it is. They're gonna have their hands full. Well, I didn't get that on video, but exactly what we do shakedowns. Had a bit of dirty fuel, I think, in the line. We were just going full speed, just about to hit 3,000 RPMs, and it just shut off. So I had to pull it up and took out the fuel line, and there was definitely crud in there. Right before it goes in the fuel filter, it was just clogging it up. So I cleaned that up, and running good now. So hopefully that's the last of it. Oh, sick, here's some dolphins. No. Yes, what a way to welcome getting the boat back in the water. The highs and lows of Fiji, holy snuggies. Here we go. Let's see if they come up to the boat. I'm talking about right there. The highs and lows, baby. Oh man. Wow. Freaking love this place. Alright, I'm gonna get this thing back on the mooring, park the trailer, and let the kids get back to work. I got my cleaning crew. They brought a whole bunch of gear like they're gonna fish or something.
Totally not. Definitely not.
You know you guys are cleaning.
Maybe.
Good thing the yellow boat's already clean. When I say, Nelson, let's go clean the boat, this is what he brings. Come on, man.
Oh, what the black boy? Big black boat. Oh, for my money.
Oi. Those kids, about useless. At least they know how to have fun. Oh, well, at least we got the boats in the water. They're both running good, moored up. Now the fun begins. About to have a sick sunset. We got the boats in the water and we are celebrating. Cheers. Chris is still in her pajamas. She's been in her pajamas all day. Like, what a life is that? That's so nice. And Kenny's having a sleepover. Yeah, Kenny?
Yeah.
You. We're gonna go. It's full moon tonight, so we are going hunting for some mud crabs. So we're just admiring this beautiful sunset. Jeez.
Why not? So rude.
Nothing like good background noise of some kids complaining. How clean did you get that boat?
Not clean at all.
How clean did you get the boat?
Not clean at all.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, this is honest.
Hey, the door.
Oh. Shut the door, Clay. Alright, well, thanks for watching another video of us getting our boats in the water today. And we'll see how we go tonight. Not sure if we're gonna hold the camera tonight or not, but King of land crabs! Next few videos hopefully is us out in the water getting to enjoy it. So it's first day was getting groceries, fuel, water, servicing the boats. Today I got the boats in the water. So maybe on the third day we'll actually start to be able to enjoy it. So pretty freaking stoked.